Well, hey there, lovely friends. It's Ashley here from Lovely Commotion. We are going to talk today about using anchor charts in your calm down area. So, if you are not familiar with an anchor chart, it's basically just a chart that you make, and I like to make mine with the students, and they use it and they go back to it many different times. So in my first grade classroom, this might have looked like some vocabulary words they might be writing a lot, right? It might looked like a diagram of the vowel sounds we might be using. But in preschool, I'm using these anchor charts in our calm down area to kind of help with those really big emotions. So helping children manage emotions is not an easy task at all. And most preschool classrooms have a place for them to go to kind of work through those really big feelings in a safe place. This might be like a calm down area, quiet area, cozy spot, things like that. In my classroom, I have my library and my cozy kind of calm down area together. It works well for me. I have books in there, cozy, comfy rug type chair in there, some stuffed animals, and some calm down fidgets. So that's how I like to use mine. But having this area, it is important, but I also have found it's very important to teach children how to use it and what to do while they're there that can kind of help them calm. And sometimes that's not always easy to do. There's only one of you, right? And so maybe when one friend is needing the calm down area and you're also trying to instruct the rest of the class. And so this is where my need for anchor charts kind of came in, where I want you to have something in there that you are familiar with, that you have seen before, that you have buy-in to, and it can kind of help guide you maybe while I'm not right there. So I want to show you 3 different anchor charts that we make and that we place in the calm down area to help our friends manage those big emotions. So as a part of our social emotional lessons, these are whole group lessons. We talk about these actual 3 different emotions and the anchor charts we make for them. So one is when I'm mad, one is when I'm sad, one is when I'm frustrated. And so we actually take time during whole group. I do this 1 time a week and we talk about this. So what we do is we come together, we generally read a book. Let me give you a little example. So the first one that I generally do, and we have not done it yet, so I don't have the best pictures, is when I'm mad. I didn't take pictures in the past very well, but I do have one for you. I can show you one. So like this one is an example of an anchor chart we made of when I'm mad, and it's got picture cards on there, and I'm going to show you those in just a minute. But I like to use chart paper, but you could also use poster, anything kind of large, maybe more than just a regular size piece of paper, that they can do this with each year. I'm going to give you some ideas. So what do these whole group lessons sound like? So we all meet at the carpet area and I generally read a book. So for example, for the When I Am Mad lesson, we read B is for Breathe. It's by Melissa Boyd. And then I kind of facilitate this classroom discussion and I drive home messages like it's okay to be mad and this is what anger might feel like. You might feel your heart beating. You might be feeling your face get scrunched up and you might feel your shoulders go up and you might feel hot. You might feel like running away and you might feel like screaming. And we talk about that. And then we talk about like, this is what you might see. A friend who's angry might have their fists balled up. They might have their eyebrows going down. We talk about what it actually looks like. And then we move into the extension activity. And the extension activity is where we make the anchor chart. So we make these 3 anchor charts, but they are 3 different lessons. I do them 3 different weeks, if that makes sense. So basically what we're doing with this is I have the visuals for them. And so I have like included in the social emotional lesson, which is available if you want to check it out. The discussion questions are already there, the extension printables and everything's already there. There is a header. I don't always have the header right on me, and so like in that picture I showed you, I just made my own. But you could also have students, if they are in, if you're kind of in that part of the year where maybe they can help write some letters with you, you might write when I'm, and then maybe you will all work together to stretch out the add. Maybe have students come up and do some shared writing and help you with that. Another thing you could do to give them student buy-in is have them draw angry faces on our anchor chart, right? So then when they later come back to it, they can say, oh yes, I remember I have that schema from when we did this lesson or when we talked about being mad. That's what this poster is. So anything you can give them to kind of buy into it and make it them part of the process, instead of just taking these and hanging them on the wall, then they become wall noise, right? They become noisy walls. And noisy walls really didn't help anybody. And so if we can make what we put on the walls meaningful to children and connect it back to something we've done together, that's going to make it even more impactful. They're going to know how to use it. And so we go through the when I'm mad. So we may start our anchor chart. They may help me write mad. They may draw mad faces on that chart with me. And then we go into the different options. And for each chart, I only included 4 options. I don't want this to be super overwhelming. I don't want them to be like, oh my gosh, which one do I choose? And it's just too much. Like, I want to give them 4 easy solutions of what to do when they're mad. So one is squeeze a stress ball. And so I show them in the actual calm down center in the library where to find these. This is when you're mad. This is what you can use this for. I also preface it to say, guys, guess what? This isn't a toy. This is a tool that we use to help us calm down. So I like to distinguish between my stress materials, my calm down area materials as tools. These are tools, not toys. We use them when we need them, but they are not just fun things, because then it kind of takes the whole idea away from it, right? If it's just a toy I can play with every day, how is it going to help me calm down? I want it to be seen as a tool. So I have them help me glue this on. I'll give one of them a glue stick. They'll put it on the back. They'll come put it up. It may not be straight. It may be crooked. Doesn't matter. They know that this little boy is squeezing a stress ball, and that's one of the things they can do when they're mad. Another one is take deep breaths. And so we can see the little girl taking deep breaths. And we practice this, right? This looks like this. Breathe in. And breathe out like you're the big bad wolf blowing down the house, right? There's lots of different techniques that you can teach children, and this is just a visual to go along with them. Another one might be get up and moving. So we talk about jumping jacks. They aren't the best at jumping jacks, but it's super, super cute to watch, but they give it their all, right? And it kind of gets their mind focusing on something else instead of the anger. The something else of my arms out, and my arms in, and my feet out, and my feet out. And so this is another one that maybe they can go do when they're mad. And the last one is count to 10. And it's got a picture of the little girl counting to 10. And so we practice this, right? I do scenarios with it. I pretend to be super mad. And then I go over to the chart and I choose one and I do it, right? I model every piece of this with them. And then this chart is in, once it's made, has students have helped with it. They've either glued or drawn something or wrote something on this chart. Then we hang it in the calm down area. And then later, when we have a friend that's mad, I can say to them, let's go look at the chart. I see you're mad. Let's go look at the chart. What would you like to do? It gives them choice. They know exactly what I'm talking about. And they may get to use a tool that they find pretty cool. And sometimes, you have those friends that are like, I'm going to pretend to be mad because I want to try this out. And that's okay too, because they're just trying to figure out how to work through these emotions. But it's giving them that scaffold. It's giving them that piece of, okay, I can look at a picture and I know what that means. And my teacher showed me how to do this. So I know, right? I know what these pictures mean, as opposed to just hanging it on the wall, no explanation. They're not going to know what to do with that. So another lesson we do is when I'm sad, and it's the exact same type of layout. You could definitely have them make sad faces. You could definitely pull apart the word sad and do some shared writing. Definitely. But the ones we have here are relax in a quiet spot. And so we kind of model that, relaxing in the beanbag, just kind of giving ourselves some space. Reading a book, which works good for us because our calm down area is got books right next to it. So reading a book sometimes will get their mind off of maybe mom or dad leaving or something sad that's happened. Thinking happy thoughts. So we talk about this. Think about a time you were happy. And so maybe we'll even extend this and all write down maybe some things that make us happy. And then get a hug if we want to. We have, stuffed animals in there that they can give a hug to. Maybe they want a hug from a friend. In our lesson, we also talk about like telling other friends, like, I just need a little bit of time alone right now, and how that's okay if we need that. Just taking that time to kind of check out for a minute and deal with that, what we're feeling. And then the last one we do is when I'm frustrated. And this one's a little bit harder for students to understand because they get mad. They generally have, felt that before. They get sad. But frustrated is something they've definitely felt before, but they haven't been able to name it as well. And so this helps us name it. So we go through our lesson, we read our book, we talk about the discussion where I start talking about what frustration looks like and when you might feel it, right? I'm trying so hard to get my lunchbox in my backpack and it will not go. That feeling is frustration. It might be confused with madness sometimes, right? I might be confused. I'm angry, but really you're just frustrated because you can't get it right. And so we talk about that, and then we talk about what to do, because sometimes frustration can derail our little friends' days, right? It's like, can't get it right. I don't know what to do. Oh, she wants me to do this and it's not working. Many times it's opening a snack, right? I mean, it may be a very small level of frustration, but it's there. And so teaching them to name it and what to do about it. Because many times it's, I can't do it. And that's really not helping them, right? And so teaching them how. So these are the 4 that we put on that poster, and it's ask for help. I'm a big one of that. You need to ask for help. I don't generally just jump in and solve it for them because I want them to be problem solvers. And if you need help, you ask for help, and that's okay. But you need to recognize that you need to ask for help. Take a little break. Sometimes, oh man, if you've been trying something really hard, we got a puzzle that can really trip some friends up. You've been trying that puzzle really hard. Let's take a break and we'll come back to it later when maybe we're not having that frustrating feeling. That helps. Sometimes, as most teachers know, the magical drink of water solves lots of things. And so it's basically taking a drink, but also hydrating with it, getting you a little bit of water, taking you away from the situation, and then maybe going back to it and figuring it away. And you know what? If it's super frustrating and it's just not worth it, walk away, right? This is something we as adults probably need to do more than we do, but walk away. This puzzle isn't working for me. I'm sorry, Miss Ashley. Can I just walk away from it? Yes, if that's going to calm you and get you where you need to be, and then maybe we can do it together later, or maybe we just don't revisit that for a while, right? But it's naming those emotions and figuring out what to do with them. And so once these charts are done with children, they totally understand how to use them because we've walked through all of them, and they're hanging in there the rest of the year. And so then all the rest of the year, I can, okay, let's go look at the sad chart. I see you're sad. I would be sad too. Let's go look and see what you could do to make that feeling a little better, right? We can't always take the feeling away, but how can we manage it? And it's okay to have that feeling, right? So that's what these anchor charts are doing for us in our calm down area. And I love being able to tie it in with the social emotional lesson because it gives it even more backing, right? It gives it the, look, we read a story about a character who was mad. This is what they did. Then we talked about what madness looks like and feels like. Then we created a chart that will later serve you the rest of the school year, and maybe even longer than that, right? Because we're learning how to manage our emotions. And we did this together, and we learned that these are the things that we can do, and we're going to practice it, right? They're not going to come out of this lesson knowing exactly what to do and how to do it and it look beautiful. No, it's going to be messy, but now we have a tool that's not just noise on the wall, a tool that was help. That was, I mean, basically created by children and guided by me. But they're gluing on, they're adding their drawings and writing. So this has worked really well. But I don't want you to take this idea and just make an anchor chart and hang it on the wall. I really want you to do the work behind it. The work of teaching them how to do these things. What does it look like to count to 10? What does it look like to belly breathe? What does it look like to maybe just ask for help, right? So teach them the things behind it, and I think you will be amazed at what these little charts on the wall can do for you. So let me know if you have any ideas, if you use anchor charts in your classroom, how you use them. I love them just purely for the literacy side of shared and modeled writing, but I also, this one obviously serves a much bigger purpose for children trying to manage those emotions. So drop me a comment, let us all know, like, do you use anchor charts? What do you use them for? Is this an idea you would like to put into your classroom? So thanks for joining me. I will see you all next Sunday. Bye.